Hello world! To my channel, and in this time I'm going to talk to you guys about something that it's regarding the summer. Currently it's summertime here in my country and I live really near to the beach. By car it takes me 5 minutes, maybe if I'm in a hurry less than that. And there is a big surf community here around me. So I had a couple of hours off one of these days and I went to shoot some surf. I'm not an expert surf shooter, however I have lots of fun doing that, and that what really matters to me. One little thing is that if you saw my previous video, I mentioned that I sold all my full frame stuff. I have no full frame gear currently, neither cameras or lenses, which means I sold my longest lens. It wasn't that long, it was a 70-200, but it was my longest lens. And currently my longest lens, if you saw my previous video, it's a lens that can go to 150 millimeters. That in macro four thirds terms, it means I can go to 300 millimeters. 200 millimeters in full frame bodies, in my full frame body was too short. I did some work with it, but had to crop heavily. 300, it's getting me there. However, I wanted to get something that could get me closer to the surfers. And one thing that I really have at the time, because I have a film camera that shoots with those lenses, was Olympus Zuikyu lenses from the film ages. And I have two that I'm very happy to use in the digital bodies. And those are the 135mm f2.8. This lens cost me 30 euros, 30 or less maybe. I can use it on any digital body, full frame, APS-C or macro four thirds at any time, and the results are awesome. I used this lens in my full frame bodies, and I said, why don't I just use it in my macro four thirds bodies? So this is a 135mm lens. In a macro four thirds body, it's twice that, so it's 270 millimeters, if my math does not makes me go wrong. So my native macro four thirds lens can take me to 300 millimeters. However, this is a 2.8 lens. That one is not. So in good light, probably I'm shooting at f8 or something like that, so it doesn't make much difference. But this lens, man, it's pretty awesome, and it's a prime lens. I do enjoy prime lenses. Downside to it, you need to manual focus. Yes, that's a downside, especially to shoot action as sports, as surf is. You can get the hang of it, because if you more or less eyeball your distance, you can just mark the distance here on your focal scale, and if you're at f8 or f6, 5/6, you can get 70% of the shots in focus. And for me that's pretty enough, and this cost me at this point nothing. I already had it, and I can shoot any sports with it. In this time, at the time I shot surf, bodyboard, stand-up, everybody that was in the water, I managed to shoot them. Not literally, I managed to photograph them using this lens. I will have a separate video after this introduction where I'm sitting on my desktop and actually showing you the results and some footage captured at the beach. The other lens is my 200mm f4 lens. Again, I use this lens in my full frame bodies. It was awesome. And I use this in my macro four thirds bodies, and it's still awesome. If Philip Bloom and other experts say you should not use full frame lenses on a macro four thirds bodies, or a lens that is not optimized for your sensor system, the results may not be as good as you expect. And that's true. I would prefer to use a native lens, but this one cost me again something around 40-50 euros. A long time ago. I already had it. I just had to make use of it. So 200 on a macro four thirds body, it's an effective 400mm f4 lens. Now this is getting me there. I use this and I'm really happy. I want to go back there. Probably I'll go back in a couple of days and shoot some more surf with this lens. I simply loved it. However, I thought 400, maybe I can get in some closer. How? Because I already had a solution in my lens drawer. I'll show you. In here, I have a teleconverter for the Zuiko lenses, for the IM system. So this is a 2x teleconverter. It cost me next to nothing again. Is it great, awesome, sharp, very sharp? Not really. It's very decent. For internet publications, Instagram, Facebook and all of that, I'll use it in a heartbeat. It gets me really close. And obviously I have my adapter here. So this is the OM to Micro Four Thirds adapter. I have these two together because just to save some space. Okay. So let me just add here my 200 millimeters f. So it looks really powerful. It's not that heavy. It is not really. It's pretty acceptable. And since my current Micro Four Thirds body, the OMD M5, it's pretty well built. It's okay. I use a monopod obviously, and it helps. And again, the OMD M5 has in-body image stabilization, so which means these lenses are stabilized. I don't know how much downsides there are, but there are a few downsides. If you are using only the lens only, you need to manually focus your lens. That's one thing you have to deal with. If you're shooting at f8, you can actually more or less guess your focus and you get your shots for sure. You need to shoot a lot and make sure you have that shot, obviously. Using the teleconverter, the 2x teleconverter, you will lose 2 stops of light. So if you are shooting at f6, you are really at f11. If you are at f8, you are at f16. Again, you just need to push your ISO a little bit up or get your shutter speed slower, but you need to guess that so you have enough shutter speed for the action. So you should get to this kit if you need to get closer and closer and really close, because 200 millimeters times 2 is 400 millimeters, times 2 the Micro Four Thirds body, you have 800 millimeters focal length reach. You just need to make sure you deal with the lack of light, because you're going to lose light using a teleconverter, but that loss of light also happens in full frame systems. So again, I'm not going to discuss any further the technical aspects and the pluses and the sizes and the pluses and the minuses regarding full frame versus Micro Four Thirds. I'm not going to discuss that. I just enjoy the size and the performance I get using these old film lenses. This is the main goal of this video, is if you have some film lenses and you need some reach, just get them out of the drawer, get an adapter, it's really cheap, and then you use it. Okay, maybe you're going to miss 2 out of 6 shots if you are using f8 or something similar. So what? You get your results, you get your pictures. Maybe get some money out of it. And I have my M5 here handy because I'm shooting this video just after the previous one. And the M5 actually shoots pretty fast. So let me set this up. And you see what I mean? So, okay, the buffer fills in, but as soon as it's depleted, you can actually shoot at 9 frames a second, I think. I'm shooting RAW. If you shoot JPEG, let me change this to JPEG. Okay. Focus, and pretty decent. So it shoots fast. Adapt my old lenses and get that distance covered. I don't see any downsides to this, so just check my quick video on my desktop where I show the results. So hi, so we are back, continuing on my video. So I'm going to make this as short as possible because the video, I have edited the first part already and it's a little bit long. So I'm going to make this short. So I'm going to show you guys a video here of me
actually using the lenses. So this is me using the native lens, the 45 to 150 native Micro Four Thirds lens, and this is me shooting along. I'm most likely shooting at the maximum focal length, um, and just shooting away. I'm going to fast forward the video. So, and sometime soon here, I'm going to switch lenses. So now I'm just taking off the native lens. As you can see it here. Okay. Then I'm putting the adapter on the camera. Here it is. And I just took a couple of shots using the 135-2.8. It's not the ideal lens for that situation, but just for fun, I took a few shots with it, and I'm going to show the results in a couple of seconds. So I went away and shot and took photographs of the surfers. Then I took the 135 off, and I just installed the 200 f4. Then I just installed it and shot a few shots, and then I just inserted the 2x adapter. So making my 200 millimeters camera a 400 millimeters camera, and using on a Marco Four Thirds body. Now it's an actual 800 millimeters lens, and I took the most shots using this setup because it was allowing me to shoot and fill the frame quite nicely. I'll show the results in a couple of seconds. And this was a setup I kept most of the time during that morning. So let me just then jump here to Lightroom and show some results. So here is the grid. I'm not going to show all the shots, just a few, so it doesn't get too boring. So using the red color, this is the native lens. I'm going to show this bigger, obviously. So in red, the native lens. In green, this is the 135 f2.8. Then the other green, well, this is almost the same color. This green here, it's the 200, and this it's using the two times extender on the lens. So let's just jump to my develop module, so I can get a better look. So using the native lens. So these first three shots, you can see here at the top my settings. So I'm using the native lens ISO 500, and I'm shooting at 150 millimeters. So this is the 40 to 150 native lens, and it looks great. I have no complaints about this lens. It looks pretty awesome. Let my files load, and it looks great. I have no complaints. I just wanted to get a little bit closer, but the results are pretty awesome. And if you saw my previous video, this lens, it's a solid performer. I have no problems with it. The only problem with it, it's the low light performance is not great. It's a f4 to 5.6, but if you have enough light, I'm more than happy to use it. So here's the one, here's the another, and here is the third one. I took more, but I'm not going to spend too much time with them right now. So it looks pretty decent. If you ask me, I will use it every time I want to use it without any hesitation. This works perfectly. Then I switched to my 135 f2.8. This is probably the best lens, Zuiko lens, manual focus lens from the Filmate eras that I have. It's the best performer all around. It's pretty awesome. But in this case it's only 135, so it's kind of short for what I needed. So the range, it's not that different from the original one. So this is the original, this is 135. Still pretty awesome. Then I installed the 200, and now it's a 400 lens. As you can see, I'm getting pretty close to the action. Still pretty solid performer. I will use it every time I want to use it without hesitations. It looks pretty great. So I can almost read what's here on the surfboard. Let the file load. So it's NAESH. So I can actually read um, what's in the board. And if you look at the video, you can see how far back I was. Let me just put something. Okay, so I was sitting here, and I don't see that percentage, but it was somewhere here, so it's pretty far off, and I'm getting pretty close and getting pretty decent results if you ask me. Then the remainder of the files are using the 2x converter. I'm getting even closer to the action. So as you can see, she was somewhere around here, and I am being able to fill the frame. Using the converter, you will lose some performance. It's not great. Here I still use it, but I'm losing some detail. So, but for something like web publications, Facebook, Instagram, all of that, I'm pretty happy. No complaints. I can still read what's there, and I'm using ISO 2000 because the converter is taking away some light, but I'm still pretty happy with the results. I will use this every single day of the week. Look at it. I can see her smile. I can see. Well, if you ask me, I will use it anytime, if I need the reach. No hesitations, really, no hesitation whatsoever. Some more. As you can see, these guys were around here, and I'm filling the frame with the guy, with them. Again, I'm not trying to win any prizes with my photography, with my surfing photography, even though I think it's pretty decent. So this one here, I'm feeling it. So if I go back to the video, these guys were these guys, and I'm feeling the frame with this 2x converter and my manual lenses. So let's just go through the rest of the images. So there she is, even further off. So this one, I really enjoyed this shot. It's an action shot, and I can see most of the details on the board. I can see the brand. So let's go through the rest of the images. This is just a candid shot. Again and again. So this one is actually filling the frame. Like this guy was pretty far off. Here I missed the focus a little bit, but it's still okay. This one, the file is still loading. Here it is, and the last one. So there is some color fringing. Of course there is. It's a load lens, but when this loads, Lightroom actually gets rid of it in a pretty decent fashion. So it looks okay, at least to me. So I'm not going to print any billboards with this, or maybe I could, but for web publications, Instagrams, and all that, that's where I live in. I'm more than happy to use these lenses, get really close, and I can really provide some decent results or excellent results, in my opinion, to whatever client I'm shooting for. So without hesitation, I will shoot with using this combination of lenses if I need the reach. So if you want to see more results, just follow my Instagram. 95% of my outdoor sports shots are using these lenses, the 135 2.8, the 200 f4, and the 200 f4 using the 2x teleconverter. So just follow me on Instagram, and 90% of the shots are using this combination, and I'm pretty happy with this combination. Low price, high performance, and they are really sturdy. They can live through an earthquake if I need to, and I will keep using them. So that's all for now. Follow me on Instagram, and now I'm going to wrap up my main video. See ya.
So I hope you enjoyed this, and I see you next time.